Hello YouTube, welcome to another video tutorial. In this one, I'll be teaching you how to edit an alumni certificate which you use to be able to verify and bypass your ID verification, okay? So stay tuned till the end of the video so you see how the process goes. Alright, so you open Photoshop, now then click File, Open, and then you're going to choose the alumni certificate or diploma which you'll be using as your sample. That is the one which you'll be editing, and that is exactly the same one which you'll be submitting after you've edited it, okay? So once you do that, it's open in Photoshop, and then you follow the instructions on your screen. Alright, so once the file is open in Photoshop, you're going to have to make the layer panel visible. Very important, okay? So you can see the layer, that is the background currently, which is the layer of the image. Okay, so what you're going to do is you're going to have to create a new layer, okay? In this new layer, you create a cover, which you use to cover up the current name and edit it, okay? So create a new layer, and then you can see it's now labeled layer 0, which is the background, and then layer 1, which is the new layer you have just created, okay? Alright, now what you're going to do is you're going to select the background, which is layer 0, and then you're going to go and select the rectangular marquee tool on the left side of the screen where the tools are. So you select the rectangular marquee tool. So basically what you want to do right now is cover up the current name with a pattern that matches the current background pattern, okay? So for you to do that, like I said, you select the background layer, you go to the left side, and then you select the rectangular marquee tool, okay? So once you've done that, you go back to the background layer, and then you're going to select a region that has a matching background of the text you want to cover, okay? It has to have matching background, so I'm just going to select right above the text because the background is very similar. Alright, once you selected the region, click Ctrl C on your keyboard and then go to the new layer and click Ctrl V, okay? So it will paste that selected region in the new layer. Now you click Ctrl C and to show the selected region. Now you hover over it and drag it right over the text which you want to cover, okay? So once you've done that, you can actually adjust it by just hovering over those nodes and adjusting them. You can hold down Control to make sure you adjust only that particular node. As you can see, you hold down Control and you can adjust just one node. So basically, you just want to adjust that to cover up the text completely. Make sure the text is completely covered. Okay, now the text is now completely covered, okay? And it's in the layer 1. So now I can make that visible and I can also make it invisible, and you can still see the matching text. Okay, so I'm going to create a new layer where we're going to put in the new text, which is the new name. And then you select the text tool, and then you type in the new name you want on the document. Okay, so you can see the layer I put over the initial text looks matching. Okay, so basically you just basically choose a matching color that matches the color of all the text on the screen, and then you choose a matching size that matches the original text. Okay, so I'm just going to go with 14 points currently, and then I'm going to type in the new name I want on this document. Okay, so make sure you follow all the instructions on the screen. So you can see if I click that eye, it's going to make that covered layer invisible. Okay, and if I click it once again, it's going to make it visible again and cover up the text. So going back to the text layer, I'm just going to type in the new name I want on the document. Okay, so just follow the instructions on the screen. carefully. Okay, so I'm going to type in the new name I want in document. So it can be any name. It basically has to be the matching name on the ID card of your client. Okay, so make sure it matches the name of the ID card, because you'll be submitting the document, and it will be approved only if the document looks legitimate. Okay, so make sure you follow the instructions carefully. Okay, so currently I'm just going to type in the new name onto the document. Alright, so I have the new name right now. So the next thing is to make sure it matches the initial text size, and it also matches the font. Okay, so it needs to match in size and it needs to match in font. So what do? You see, I've clicked the eye of the cover layer, so it's hidden now. You can see the initial text. So I'm going to tweak that particular text until it matches the size of the original text, the original name, and also the font matches. Okay, so just follow all the instructions you see on the screen, because the process of adjusting this text to match is really important. Okay, because you need to match the text size, the text font, and also the text color. Okay, so you can see I'm adjusting the points, and I'm currently using 20 points, and the text is pretty much the same height right now. Okay, you have to do this to make sure you get an exact result. So just adjusting, I'm just going to keep adjusting it until I get a matching text size. Okay, so now I want to change the font. Okay, so I want a font that matches the font you can see on the document. As you can see, the font on the document is very stylish, and I need to ensure I choose a matching font. So I'm just going to click on the text tool on the left side, and then go to the top and ensure I select the matching font. So I'm showing you all this so you see how the process is. Okay, you go through all the list of fonts. This is Photoshop CC. I do not know the version of Photoshop you have installed, but I believe if you're using Photoshop CC or any version above Photoshop CC, you will find the font that I'll be using. Okay, so I think I'll find the font. Let's just keep scrolling. I've had to scroll all the way down. Now I'm gonna have to start from the bottom going upwards. I'm trying to locate the font that matches the font on the document. So you can see the process of doing this is not actually easy. Okay, so now I think I found a text, a font that matches, and the name of the font is the Old English Text. Yeah, the name of the font is the Old English Text. So I'm gonna look for it again and select it. It's the Old English Text. You can see Old English Text MT. So I'm just gonna select it, the Old English Text MT. So that is the font that is used on this particular document. So you need to use the exact font. So once you've gotten the correct font, you've taken another step into almost finishing the job. So right now we're going to work on the size of the text and also to get the matching color. Okay, so what I'm doing right now is I'm still trying to look through the list of fonts if there's any other font that is similar to this Old English Text, but I don't think there is. So I'm just going to go with Old English Text. I'm very confident Old English Text is the font that is used on this document. Okay, because it would vary in cases of It depends on the state which you're editing the certificate for, the state, and also the university or the higher institution. Okay, so it depends on what their certificate actually does look like and the font that is used. So currently I think this font matches the font on the certificate, so we'll go with this font, the Old English Text. All right, so yes, we're gonna go with the Old English Text. So the goal right now is to position it correctly and also adjust the spacing between the text. Okay, so I'm going to just select the text and go to properties. Okay, you go to the properties tab and you can see that VA. That VA basically stands for spacing between the text. I'm going to reduce it to 25, and that helps to narrow the width of the text a little further for it to look more matching. I think this is okay, this is suitable. I'm just going to hover over the original text and see if I have a matching a matching spacing between the text. I think it's okay this way. And then right now I'm going to have to adjust the color of the text. So how do you go about this? So selecting the text and the properties, you can actually just select the color and then go to the color picker and choose a color, or you can actually use the eyedropper tool, which is what I'm going to do, so I get a matching result. Okay, there is the eyedropper tool right there. You can see the eyedropper tool. Make sure you select the eyedropper tool, and then you're going to hover over any of the text. Go first and make sure you select the background layer. Okay, so the background layer is selected currently. Now using the eyedropper tool, I'm going to hover over the text. You can see the text, the original text, and then I'm just going to click. Now clicking that will enable the foreground color on the Photoshop document, on the Photoshop interface, to match that particular text. The foreground color you can see on the bottom left, that's the foreground color right above the white, and the foreground color basically represents the color that we used on any stuff, on any object you're working on the screen. Okay, so using the foreground color, I've used the eyedropper to select the matching color. I'm just going to select the foreground color as our new color, and you can see now I think it matches the text color much better, but I think I'll adjust it a little bit. So I'm just going to basically go into the properties tab, because I want it to look exactly like the original text color. Okay, I used the eyedropper tool right now to get this matching color. Take note and just follow the instructions on the screen. So going to the properties tab, I'm just going to click on that color. First, I need to select the text and then go to the color, and then you can see right there, I'm just going to adjust a little bit, go down a little, make it a little darker. Yes, just make it a little darker, and I think that's okay. So this is suitable for me. Now I believe the text has a matching color, a matching texture, and the spacing is okay. Okay, so right now I think hovering over it, I think it has a matching, matching texture, it has a matching look. I think this new text will look perfect. So basically, I'm just gonna click the eye icon on the layer 1 tab and cover and make it visible once again. As you can see, that's what the eye icon does. Okay, you can see what I'm doing, right? So now I've covered the original text, and you can see the new text with the new name on the document. Okay, so right now we have completed the editing of this particular alumni diploma document. You can see I've put the new text and I've covered the old text, and it doesn't actually look like I did anything. The reason you might actually see the region is because I'm zoomed in currently and you were aware. Okay, so this is exactly how you basically want to do your editing on your alumni. Now, if there are any other changes that needs to be made on the document, for instance, probably dates or I don't know, or a name, but in most cases you just need to edit the name on the document. Okay, but if you're not comfortable with this entire process, you cannot go through it yourself, you can always message me and I'll have the alumni documents done for you in a couple minutes and have your ID me verified right away. Okay, so this is basically how you go about editing the document. Okay, so right now I think I've completed what I want, and I'm going to zoom out. Okay, so zooming out, you can actually see the full document. Okay, you can actually see the full document. I'm going to zoom out, I'm going to zoom in, zoom out once more, so you get to see the full document. Okay, so at this point, basically I want to export this document. Okay, I want to export the document because I think I'm done with the editing. Okay, so take note, you can see the eye icon is basically just to make a layer visible and make it visible or make it invisible. Okay, so I hope you learned a lot from this tutorial. So what I want to do right now is basically export this document. Alright, so you click on File at the top left, and then you click on File, click on Export, and then click on Export As. Alright, so it's going to load a new interface. And right here you see the preview of the document, and then you check all of it, and then you just click Export All. You can see the format is JPEG. Make sure you set yours to JPEG or PNG. Now you choose the folder or the location you want to export the document, and then put the title of the document. I'm just going to name my alumni with a C, and then save. And then once you do that, it's going to export to that location. Okay, so that's basically how you export the document. Alright, so I'll just open the document right from the desktop, which is where I exported mine. So here's the new document. So here's the new document. So I'm going to zoom in, I'm going to zoom out for you to see everything clearly. So this is the new document. So I'm going to just basically send this to the client. Make sure you send it to your client and have the client have it uploaded in the alumni section of the IDMe and have the IDMe account verified. So I'll be showing you that right here in this video. You see everything. Okay, alright, so you log in your IDMe, you select alumni, and then you choose document type as make sure you choose degree or diploma, and then you upload the document. And then basically after you upload the document, you're just gonna wait, and then it's gonna say verified. As you can see, it says verified, and that's basically how it's done. So thanks for watching the video, guys. Make sure you hit the subscribe button and hit the notification bell so you do not miss my next video update. Bye for now. See you in the next one.